FICO Score. What is that? Hey taxpayers, welcome back to our YouTube channel. It's Tiffany Gonzalez CPA here, founder and CEO of Accounting to Scale. We're back with another installment of What is that? And we're talking about the all-important FICO Score. Your FICO Score is so important for your financial life. We're gonna talk about how it was created, what it consists of, and why it's so important. So let's start right at the beginning. FICO Score. What is that? Your FICO Score is essentially your credit rating. It is the accumulation of your credit history over time. It was created in 1956 by Bill Fair and Earl Isaac. They started a company called Fair, Isaac and Company, where they determined the 5 components of your credit worthiness. 1. Payment history. 2. Current level of debt. 3. Types of credit used. 4. Length of credit history. 5. New credit accounts. All these years later, and this system is still the most commonly used consumer credit scoring system. It is used in more than 90% of credit decisions by lenders and creditors. So, if you want to borrow money or you want to raise your credit limit, this is a score that your creditor or lender is likely looking at. FICO scores can range anywhere between 300 to 850. Any score below 580 and it's considered to be very poor. You're considered to be a very risky borrower who's likely going to be given the highest interest rates. A score between 580 and 669 is considered fair, but really below average. A score between 670 to 739 is considered to be good, which is on average. A score between 740 and 799 is very good, and you're considered to be an above average of credit worthiness. You'll likely get some of the best interest rates. 800 and up is an exceptional borrower. It's an exceptional credit score. Creditors are likely dying to lend you money. Let's talk about the 5 key components now and how they weigh differently into your FICO score. Here is the general rule. The biggest weight on your credit score is payment history. This is 35% of your credit score. This is whether or not you pay your bills on time, whether you're late or if you've missed any payments or you've had any kind of bankruptcy or collection issues. The second biggest component, which is 30% of the weight, is how much you actually owe relative to how much is available to you. This is your credit availability. For example, do you only owe $1,000 but you have a credit card that has a limit of $10,000? Or do you owe $9,000 on this $10,000 credit limit credit card? The third biggest component is the length of your credit history. This is about 15% of your score. This is how long have you had your oldest credit card? When was your newest credit card applied for? And what is the average in time? This is why it's so hard for someone who's just starting to build their credit to have a really high credit score because they don't have the length of time just yet. Pro tip, try to never close the first credit card you ever applied for. That is helping your average length of time be at its highest. If you close that card, that will reduce your length of time history and essentially lower your credit score. So even if you don't use that card very much, don't close it. The fourth area is new credit accounts, and this makes up about 10% of your score. A borrower that has taken out a bunch of credit cards recently or requested a bunch of debt is seen or perceived to be riskier. This is why they tell you don't open a credit card and don't buy a car if you're in the process of home buying. New credit accounts are only 10% of your credit score, but they can have an impact. And the last component, which makes up the final 10%, is credit mix. Lenders and creditors want to see that you have a variety of types of debt. This might be something like mortgages, vehicle loans, and credit cards. Someone who only has one type of debt, like just credit cards, might have a lower score than someone who has a good mix. All these factors come together and they make your FICO score. Your high FICO score is the key to gaining access to credit and paying the lowest amount of interest over time on the debt you need to make the large purchases. Insurance companies often also check FICO scores, so typically those with lower FICO scores will pay more on insurance premiums. Some job opportunities also run a credit check. So as you can see, your FICO score is a very important score to monitor. It's almost like a grade school report card that follows you all throughout your life. So be sure to guard it. Don't co-sign on loans you don't expect to pay. Don't take out credit cards for others. Try to keep your debt low and pay your debts on time. Monitor your score at least annually to make sure you're not experiencing identity theft. We hope you enjoyed this latest installment of What Is That? Please hit the like button if you love this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook at Accounting to Scale. Until the next video, your favorite CPA, Tiffany Gonzalez.